is done as we come off of the new year into the first part of the year, but we are committed to bringing them to you once a week.
Definitely.
Right, this is our live. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you post your comments on either of those platforms, it should come through on my screen here. I should be able to see. We can answer questions if anybody has anything out there. So as a reminder, what we do on these weekly market watches is we discuss two very broad markets that we look at.
Yep.
Obviously, the greater Portland area.
And the Casco Bay area, which, as you recall, runs from Cape Elizabeth all the way up to the end of the Phippsburg Peninsula. So it's got all the islands in between as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so without further ado, we start with our market stats, talk about what's been happening in the market, and a little bit of news about both Casco Bay and then Greater Portland.
Some big news in Portland, so you may have heard about it, and stay tuned to hear about it at the end of our stats.
Excellent, coming up. So let's turn our attention first to the Casco Bay area. So as a reminder, like Matt said, that's Cape Elizabeth to the south, up to the end of the Phippsburg Peninsula. Currently, there's about 90 active listings on the market, which is down about 5 from the previous period. Translates into 5 more under contract than the previous period for a total of 37. Casco Bay saw about 4 closings this past week. The lower end bought an off-the-grid Sturtevant Island property right off the coast of Falmouth Foreside.
Okay.
That plot was 2 acres with water frontage on both sides of the island. It comes with a drilled well, septic already installed. Very nice to have that. So the buyer just needs to build a home, hook it all up. Took a little while to sell. 255 days on market, sold for $250,000, which is $110,000 off its original asking price.
To add color to that, you have to imagine that that's a specific buyer who wants to buy on an island that's off the grid.
Right.
There's no electricity, no services. Right. So, it's interesting to see what they'll be building out there. I'm sure it'll be a really wonderful home.
Yep. Now, the highest price home in this last period was a single-family ranch in Brunswick on the Harpswell Cove. That's to the north of us here in Portland. It features 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,000 square feet. Living space, almost 4 acres.
Okay.
A nice sized lot. Notably, it comes with a private dock, a whole house generator, other amenities. It sold for $583,000 after 127 days on the market. So that's just about 4 months, a little over 4 months. And it did drop $117,000 from its original asking price of $700,000.
All right.
Which is more evidence that, like Matt just mentioned, that the price needs to be within the buyer's opinion of its value. So even in a seller's market, where for the more affordably priced homes, the market's still very fast. Days on market is still very short, typically less than 30 in most of the greater Portland, Brunswick area. Here, it does. If your price is on the higher levels of these price points, it can take longer, and you have to adjust your price more so. There's fewer buyers.
And for most buyers who pay with financing, remember, the property has to be sold twice.
Right.
Once to the buyer and once to the appraiser.
That's very important.
So another factor that plays into making sure those sale prices are matching what the market wants to support.
Absolutely. Okay, now let's turn attention to a little bit of Casco Bay news.
Okay, so for those of you who have been out and checked out the islands in the Portland area, Peaks, Long, what have you, you probably took the Casco Bay Ferry out there. Big news from these guys. The ferry service is expanding its trips to 6 of the islands it services, 6 out of 7. They're running a new schedule to the Down Bay Islands, which they call Bailey, Chablis, Cliff, Great Diamond, Little Diamond, and Long Island. The new schedule is the result of analysis that started in 2017, and it looked at the ways of increasing efficiency while meeting new customer demands. They carry over 1 million passengers annually, and the rescheduling is the first of its kind in over 50 years. So you can imagine the demand on their services has changed quite a bit. So this is how they're, reorganizing themselves to deal with it. They hired a Seattle-based consulting firm to, recommend the different departures and arrival times. And thankfully, they plan no fare increases as a result of the new schedule. So
great.
Costs will still be the same to get out to your favorite island.
Awesome. Excellent. That's really good news. That's going to be definitely, the more transportation you can provide to an area, the more it will thrive, right? The better it will do. Okay, now let's turn our attention to the greater Portland area. Currently about 140 or so active listings on the market. Obviously that changes from minute to minute. Breaks out to about 71 condos, 51 single-family homes, and a little over 21 multifamily homes. Since this last week, there's been 14 closings in the Portland market. The lowest price was a condo in the West End, which sold for in just 2 days $163,000, just $2,000 less than its original ask price.
Okay.
Well-priced condominium there in the West End. 2-bed, 1.5 baths, 1,150 square feet. Highest priced was a multifamily on Dow Street in the West End, still in the West End. A 6-unit with a total of 6,300 plus square feet. 9 days on the market, sold for $1 million, which is a cash sale. It was recorded as a cash sale, $105,000 over its ask price.
That one's interesting.
Right, these multi-units make for great investment, which is evidenced obviously by its list price. So 6 units, for just about $1 million. So it gives you an idea that there's definitely a buyer's market out there. A seller's market out there for
multifamilies
multifamilies.
are the hot thing right now. They're going for a lot of money. So if you're considering selling yours, give us a call, because I think you'd be shocked to see what the value is.
That's right. We have a lot of active buyers for multis. I think almost all the agents in the office do have active buyers for multis. Matt and I went out to a prospective seller yesterday afternoon. We're going out to another prospective seller this afternoon.
Right.
We're basically just shaking the trees, finding people that might be likely to sell, and they are shocked to see what they can get for it. So hopefully some new stuff coming down the pipe for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So now I'm going to turn the attention to Matt for some the big news in the greater Portland area.
Yeah, so this is exciting. I don't know if you guys have heard of Northeastern University in Boston.
Sure.
Major university right on the forefront of technology. There's a gentleman from Maine named David Rue. And he's from Lewiston. He ended up going out to Silicon Valley, became a technology investor, became very wealthy, and he's focused his sights on partnering with Northeastern here in Portland. He donated $100 million to start a Northeastern data science, life science research center that also produces master's and PhD degrees.
Wow.
They are working in conjunction. We have a bit of a tech bubble right now in Portland. I wouldn't call it a bubble, but we definitely have tech companies here, and they're working in conjunction with them, such as Tilson, WEX, IDEX, to figure out what their needs are in the workforce, so they can tailor their programs to get their workforce ready through their master's and PhD programs. So it's very exciting. The thought is to turn Portland into a tech hub, similar to what you've seen in San Diego, Silicon Valley, Boston, to move beyond just our tourism and fishing industry. We're thinking that we can bring a lot of value to Maine by being the next tech hub. We can create that ecosystem and shape it how we want. And it's exciting news. It's going to bring a lot of people to the area. They're looking to start their first classes in May of this year.
2020.
Yeah, just basic certificates that will help the local employers with their full-fledged curriculum beginning this fall. And they hope to bring up to 2,600 students within 10 years.
Right.
So that is, as far as I'm concerned, that is some of the most exciting news we've had in Portland in a while.
Yeah, it's really good news. That brings in just a lot of new people coming into the area, which we certainly need. Upgrading the skill set of our workforce.
Yeah, it's going to bring great high-paying jobs to the area.
Right.
Can really reshape at least the southern Maine area, and as usual, it reverberates throughout the rest of the state. So.
Yeah, fantastic. Excellent news. Well, there you have it. That is our weekly Market Watch update. As always, if anybody has any questions or any specifics that you need help with, reach out to us. We're getting calls from all over the country. Literally, we got a call this morning from a couple from Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, right, yes.
Yep, right. We've got a couple coming up from the Carolinas in a little bit, and we've got a call from, I think it was Ohio, week before last.
Louisiana.
Yep, and the Midwest. I mean, calls are coming in. Portland is coming on the map, guys. So I think that's a really good thing, and we're doing our best to get the message out there, do these videos every week. We've got a lot more in store. We're just talking about it right now, what we're going to be planning, walking through neighborhoods, looking at just, the variety and the things that are going on. We're going to be filming this weekend for Winter Carnival. Yeah,
Carnival, Maine is this weekend.
Right.
We are going to be out checking it out. It's the Maine's version of Winter Carnival. We're going to be at the Rail Jam tomorrow, and just basically showing you what it's all about. It's a pretty big event, and it's the first time, so we're curious about it. We want to bring it to you guys.
Yep, it's exciting. Matt and one of our new recruits to the team here happens to be my middle son that's just finishing his license. He's doing a series on eating and drinking their way through Portland. Filmed our first episode this week.
Yep.
That'd be a weekly installment of looking at the best places to eat and drink in Portland with the best food vlogging, I guess, between Matt and Ari. So that was fun. So keep an eye out for our channel. If you've not yet done so, click the little button below, subscribe, that little bell, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right, take care, guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.